Hey everybody, it's Jamie. Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you about zero-based budgeting and specifically zero-based budgeting examples so you can see if a zero-based budget is a really good fit for you and your financial situation, and to give you some templates of zero-based budgets to help you get started. Okay, so before we dive into examples of zero-based budgets, I want to cover what a zero-based budget is. If you already know what a zero-based budget is, you've got the basics down, you can skip forward to the next section. Just follow the links down in the description to do that. The basic principle of a zero-based budget is that your income minus your expenses equals $0 at the end of the month. In order to make that happen, you have to give every single dollar that comes in, or every single dollar of income, a job or responsibility to do. A good way to look at it is that anything that is not income falls under the category of expenses. So there's a lot of really obvious things that you already spend money on every month. Your bills, your grocery shopping, putting gas in your vehicle, utilities like internet, phone bill, water, electricity, those types of things easily fall under expenses. But then there's things that might not be usually considered an expense, like savings, however much money you're putting into your savings account every month, investment, contributions to retirement, maybe you're contributing to your kids' college fund. All of those things can be lumped into expenses for the purposes of a zero-based budget. The thing that makes zero-based budgeting so powerful is giving every single dollar of income a job or responsibility. It really helps you focus on the goals that matter to you, your priorities, your values, and things that you're looking for in the future. We've been able to save money for really big specific goals in our lives using a zero-based budget. And it was actually one of the drivers to help us get out of debt, where we paid off $100,000 in just 5 years as a couple of teachers. So I'm coming at this with a lot of experience using a zero-based budget and the power that it can wield in your finances and really taking control of your money. Now we're gonna dive into two examples of zero-based budgets from our very own budgets. One we're gonna look at from 2014 and the other one from 2018 for a couple reasons. One, I think it's just good to have many zero-based budgeting examples that you can look at to see how it might fit for your own budget and your own finances and lifestyle. Secondly, you can see the progress of our budget from 2014 until 2018 and some of the things that we changed, how our priorities shifted, and how we added things into our budget as our income increased. All right, so this first zero-based budgeting example, like I said, is from 2014. So you can see our income is listed at the top. We had 3 different sources of income, our main teaching profession. We both worked as front desk clerks at a hotel in town, and then my wife worked at a retail store a couple hours a week as well. So you can see our total income is lumped in here, $3,416. And then back in 2014, this is what our expenses look like. It's very minimal. As you can see, we've got rent, utility, groceries. We're able to get our grocery budget down to $200, and I've actually included a link to an article that I wrote to help you save money on groceries if that's one area that you're struggling with. And honestly, it's a really easy category for your budget or your expenses to really skyrocket. All right, we both give ourselves a personal allowance every month, $50 each, which helps us feel a little bit more freedom in our budget, especially when we were first starting. This was a game changer for us. $200 for gas in the car insurance, tithing, which was a big priority and a value for us. We made sure we included that into our zero-based budget. And again, I think that's one of the powers of a zero-based budget is you can include anything you want in your budget as long as you add in a category to make sure that you're investing into that priority or that value for you. For us, that was tithing when we were first starting to budget. And then debt, we paid $922 every single month to debt, and that was the minimum payments, and then anything left over we put into that. Going back to the original formula of income minus expenses equals $0, you can see that we're a little off here. We had $488 of net income extra after we paid all of our expenses. And again, that is expenses is anything that's not income. So everything listed here plus our tithe. So now we have this $488 extra. We get to decide what is the most important thing for us to do with that money. Are we going to add it to extra debt payments? You can see there's no category in here for saving or investment or retirement. That's something we could do with that extra $488. We could put it into savings, build up our emergency fund, add it to our vacation fund, to our buying a house fund. Any of those things, we can add that in here and it would be a new expense item under our expenses. Now I'm going to show you a second example of our zero-based budgeting from 2018, where you can see we have some more expenses, we have some more of our values and priorities added into our budget, and our income changed too. So let's look at that now. Okay, so this is our zero-based budget from 2018. Let's take a look. We've got our income has changed. We've got teaching, which is increased. We're both teachers. We're growing in our profession. We're getting a few years under our belt. And when that happens, our income went up, which was really nice. We also ditched our front desk job and the retail job. And now we're both working at a restaurant, which was beautiful in the summer. We made, I think, $10,000 one summer between the two of us working at this fancy Italian restaurant. So I think this was maybe from like March, where it's a little bit of a slower season, made $670 that month, but our income is increased a lot. And you can see also we have more expenses and some things in here. You can see how our budget has shifted and changed to reflect our goals and our values. We now had a mortgage so that we're able to buy a house. Our utilities went up, our groceries went up a little bit. We still have our personal allowance. We added some miscellaneous categories into our budget to account for things that maybe we forgot or unexpected things that popped up into our budget. Car insurance went way down, which was awesome. We added life insurance. We had tithing in here again, but we also added some more giving into our budget outside of tithing. We have a section for savings, investments, entertainment, like going on dates and hanging out with friends, and we got a couple of dogs. So you can see then our total income, 4,106, and our total expenses, 4,106. Net income equals 0. This is a really excellent example of zero-based budgeting and getting your income minus expenses to equal 0. And once again, reiterating that expenses means anything that is not your income. Saving money, investing money, giving money, and tithing. At the start of every single month, we go through and we give every dollar that we know is coming in, we give it a job. At the end of the month, if we still have money left over, we choose what to do that very intentionally to focus on a lot of our goals. One of the ways that we keep track of our goals is through a sinking fund tracker that my wonderful wife Jenna made, and it's actually available in my Etsy shop for $10. I'll leave a link down in the description. It helps us organize all of our savings goals in one place, and we can keep all that money in one bank account and know how much we have for each goal, like our emergency fund, our vacation fund, our home improvement, a secret wifey gift fund that I have in there, so I can save money and surprise my wife with fun gifts. Saving for Christmas, all those things are in a sinking fund tracker, and I'll link to that in the description. So those are my two examples of zero-based budgeting in action. And if you think a zero-based budget might work for you, I've got a couple next steps for you. First off, you need a budget. You need a place to track all of your income and expenses. And if you don't already have one of those, I've got a couple options for you. I have an annual budget spreadsheet. It's the exact same budget spreadsheet that we use to track our income and expenses and to do zero-based budgeting. It should be popping up on the screen here in just a second. I'll also leave a link to that down in the description. Head on over to my Etsy shop and grab that. It's $5. It's a really nice investment to get you started on budgeting and have a great way to track all of your income and expenses every single month. Okay, then once you have your zero-based budget spreadsheet, the next thing you want to do is I've got a video that should be popping up here in just a second. It's a full tutorial on how to set up your zero-based budget from scratch in either Google Sheets or an Excel spreadsheet, whichever one works for you, from a blank spreadsheet to a really functioning zero-based budget. If you end up buying that $5 budget spreadsheet template, you can skip through a lot of that video that's coming up and get to the part that is entering in your specific budget categories to get that budget functioning and working for you. So thanks for sticking with me and checking out these zero-based budgeting examples. If you are brand new to the channel, hit that red subscribe button down there, ding the little bell so you get notified of new videos about budgeting, saving money, and paying off debt. We'll talk to you next time.